Well, I'm Kurt Baty, and this is a Tholos. A Tholos is a round Greek temple. And there are Tholoses. There's the famous three pillars at Delphi. But this one's an Ionic Tholos. Ionic entablature means that it has the Ionic column tops. And this Tholos is at Olympia, where the Olympics were held. So it is a round, modeled on that round there, obviously red tile roof. And because there's a inside, you can see, if you peer through the door there in focus, there's Poseidon on his stand, a gold statue of Poseidon, and you can see the fish and the trident. And we got some Spartans from the set there. They're obviously going on a sea voyage and they're kissing up, you know. So I mean, yeah, I think the real compliment I got is one of the other engineers I know had snapped a picture of it and came to the back of a talk where I was sitting the year that this was shown in 2012 and it won. Showed me the picture and said, "You can't do that." And my reply was, "In spite of the evidence of your own eyes, because I clearly made the bricks go around in curves, and you can't do that," is not an obvious answer because there's no glue involved. It's careful placement of jumpers and non-jumpers and the slots of the 1x2, and you can curve it right around. And the other ones are stressed brick, and they're pinned in by the stairs on both sides.
Okay, so you're able to get that kind of rounded brick technique if you stack it correctly and do that.
See, I bend brick multiple times. You see, a stressed brick can be you can do fairly complicated things, but these two bands are loose and they're pinned in by the Technic that's locking under. The whole interior is locked together in the base with Technic, but it's very thin. It's underneath there, and there's radial arms going in there, and these are Technic going down through these holes. Those are just 3x3 with a hollow center, so they fit underneath there to make the pillar base. And if you look up underneath, if he pans the camera up underneath, you can see the radial Technic plates with holes in it that locks the tops of the columns and pulls the building in. And then the center is just the standard cylinder and 1x2 brick technique. So, but it does generate a three-dimensional curved building, which is not a very common thing to see in Legos. So
exactly, yeah. And then the roof is cool as well. If you can talk about kind of how that came together.
Yeah, I mean, if we very carefully pick something up here, and I will see if I can pull this off without breaking too much. You can see there's the little clicky benders are fastened up at the top, and they make little things that are sloped down that these bite on. And, I had to figure out the pattern of that, and you can see the wedges just fan around, and it's half and half symmetrical. You can see the line of symmetry running across it there. So it kind of fits in. There's an extra 2-wide plate back there. And dark red, which is one of the great colors. I kind of hoard dark red.
Yeah, it really is a great color. So I think this came together great. So with all of that kind of brick bending in the round building, is that pretty structurally strong? Does that stay together well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, with the Technic locking it in and locking it up, and the building's pretty much hollow inside. It's the Technic at the base all locks the base together really solidly, and the Technic at the top locks it together. And the worst that happened on this trip, we had some rough roads coming up here, and you'll see later on the worst damage from it. One of the plates popped loose, and with my little I use retractors and stuff, surgical instruments. Push it down inside, reach down in there, because I can't get my big fat fingers down inside, I can't believe people don't use the tweezers and stuff like that more often to build Lego. It's like you dropping the thing down inside. I got long these tweezers let me reach down in there and grab it. Otherwise, you're like trying to shake it out. It's stupid. Anyway, yeah. All right.
Exactly. Well, I think this build turned out great. So what kind of inspired you to do this particular build? Did you travel to Greece and see this, or?
Oh, yeah. I'm a big ancient history buff, and I've been to Greece and I've seen the three pillars that survive at Delos. Yeah, and you see an awful lot of. I have like this war against rectilinear brick. I mean, everybody builds absolutely rectilinear castles. Now you're seeing a little bit more of it. There's some really more organic builds out here. There's a pretty nice one down there in the castle category that's this rounded keep up on the top of a mountain. I love to see a more organic look to it, a little less just a box square thing. Because, I mean, with Lego, that's pretty easy to do. I think the challenge is giving something that's, you know, with some bends in it and stuff. And that's a little more technique. And I think that, you know, you can easily graduate to that. It makes a much more interesting MOC.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me about the build here.